Hello there, I'm Dr. Albert Chung, and welcome to Healthcare Journey. On this channel, we discuss strategies to gain entrance into medical school to become a physician, and then strategies to get us on the path to success in our careers for the rest of our lives. So, thank you so much for joining me. Let's recap from last time. We were talking about attributes we want to express about ourselves in our application or interviews. That part of the process where we're trying to get the medical schools to get to know us better so that they select us, right? And and the last time we talked about teamwork, right? Do you have things on your applications that show that you know how to communicate, you know how to work well with others? Because medicine is all about teamwork today, and it's going to be even more so as time goes on. And it kind of leads into today's topic, and I want to talk about leadership. Okay? This is a word that's dangerously tossed around like nothing, okay? And everyone knows you gotta be a leader of something because if you don't have that on your resume or on your application, you feel like you screwed up. Like, oh no, maybe I gotta make a club or do something and then get that title to show I'm the head of something or a leader of something, and then I'll be safe. I'll tell you that doing that won't really help you, okay? Because not everyone can have a leadership position, okay? And but the thing here is that most of us are looking for that president or vice president. If it's secretary, it's not that good. It's not going to be good enough for the show in the application. And I want to challenge you on that, okay? Because it's not so much about the title, it's about the experience and what you've learned and how you've grown from playing that role, okay? It's about the maturity because leaders need to be, or ideally should be, mature people, okay? Because that's how you can get a group of people to follow along with the agenda, okay? And it takes a leader to understand all your constituents. If it's a club or what have you, what organization it is, you need to you need to allow yourself to be open and accessible to these people so that you can, essentially make decisions, guide discussions so that you can understand where this organization is heading. Okay. And many people get confused here because it's not about checking off those check boxes like I've been saying. It's like, oh, I've got this president of a science Olympiad team, so I'm good. Now I can move on to something else. And it's not about that, okay? We're talking about character development because that's what's going to come through in your personal statement and in your interviews if we can get that far, right? And that's what we want to portray. So, what does being a leader mean? Well, I kind of hinted at it, but it's about, again, working with people, but having that role, that privilege to guide an organization, take direction of an organization, okay? And that takes a lot of responsibility, right? You want to be a leader that's, yes, of course, successful. Use the thumb here. Of course, successful organization, meaning we're getting a lot of tasks done. We're getting a lot of business, administrative details done. That's one measure of success. But another one is about what about the people aspect of it? Is there a lot of disgruntled people in your group? Is there a divide in your group? Is there some inharmonious or disharmonious energy going on? Like there is a hot topic where one sector of your group or organization is really unhappy and very upset with what decisions or what policy what rules are existing, and the other group is all for it. Are you able to get these two groups to talk to each other? Are you able to prevent the group from splitting up? What's the story there? What do you even can? And as a leader, it's very important for you to notice these things, right? When people feel ignored, that's when they don't see you as an effective leader, because you are supposed to be the one to represent everyone, right? And that's where the whole idea of democracy, everyone having a voice and speaking their mind and then coming to a compromise, negotiation. You see these words that are coming out, it's all the facets of good leadership. And so it's not about someone who's quick to make swift and sweeping decisions and actions and forcing everybody to go one way and making everyone uniform. That's not that is a quality that a leader may need to use at certain points in time, but context is very important. And usually leadership, depending on what your personality is, needs to take into consideration that you have a very diverse group of people that have certain needs, and to make things work so that your organization can carry out that final, what do you want to call that? The not like a thesis, but the core beliefs of that group, so that you can keep carrying out that mission. That's the word, the mission, right? If you are let's say, National Honor Society president. I mean, that's what I had on my resume on there, and I learned so much from that experience. But that is a very large and diverse group of people. It's very hard to keep track of everyone. But can you lead effectively so that people are able to give you credibility, to show up to events like philanthropic events? People have the interest and the confidence in you and to show up to these things, or is it, can you get people excited about your organization to get more involvement? And these are all different facets of leadership. Okay, it's very much a people job, and it's not just about sitting and just letting other people do things, right? Very much grassroots level, getting to know the people that you are leading. Okay, and people, you are the face of that organization, right? And so that leadership with that responsibility takes another huge step up when you need to negotiate with other groups. Like, when you say, let's work together, you approach another group. We have two groups that have similar goals in mind. Let's band together, or you have disagreements of groups. Maybe you guys have arguments on how things are supposed to work. Sorry about the interruption, but to go back to the previous idea, what if your group and another group are in a disagreement about meeting place and time? It seems that the majority of your groups need to meet at the same time that you are, and there's only one room available. How do you get around that? And when you go through that experience and try to work things out, what did you learn? What did you gain? And this is what I feel is important to learn about leadership, is that it's very much about development of your character and controlling and controlling your emotions and listening to the other party, so that when you speak, you are listened to. There's an interesting point that someone pointed out to me, is that when you speak well, okay, you speak not just with fancy, eloquent words, but with the right tone and with your good body language, you want to be perceived as someone who should be listened to, okay? And not in acting in a way that is unattractive, very maybe offensive, for example, that people want to turn away from you. Okay, and these are all personality traits that we may not even realize, but as leaders, that's kind of character trait or behaviors will be exposed. And this is another great learning opportunity to help you grow. And I feel that more important than getting these experiences listed on your med school application, these types of positions when you're developing and growing are so important because they help you in life. You know, how important is it for you to be a leader in the workplace? How important is it in the community? In your church setting, for example, you know, in your clubs, whatever. It's such a useful skill, and even in your family. I mean, these are all things that will enable you to be a better person, and the people surrounding you will benefit from you as well. It's a beautiful cycle. And so I hope I didn't run your ear off too long with this topic, but I find that leadership is something that needs to be stretched out in a series, right? It can't be just jumbled and compacted into one. It's very hard to do and describe and understand that. But I hope you got a general sense of what I believe leadership is and how it should be shown on the application. Once again, if you're interested in life coaching or you're interested in having a conversation with me or discussion, please check the description box. I'm open to discussing things with you. And I wish you the best of luck and take care. Have a good one. Bye bye.